Hey everybody, how are we doing today? Hopefully you're having an awesome day. Hopefully your summer is getting off to a great start. Thought I'd do today. Matt was supposed to be on today. I was going to do an interview with Matt Caruso. He actually had a family issue that came up, so he had to postpone until next week. So we will be talking to Matt next week. So hopefully he'll join us next week. Matt has a great channel, does a lot of keto / wrestling stuff. So it's a cool, interesting combination. So just get somebody else's opinion on how they're doing their keto lifestyle and some of his other stuff that he's into. So hopefully you'll join us next Saturday at the same time as this week's. Hopefully everything goes all right. And we have a video coming out on Friday that we'll be talking about our 5,000 subscriber giveaway. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and watch that video. That video will tell you how to enter the contest. So for those that are living in the U.S., we will be giving away 3 $25 Amazon gift cards, or U.S., Canada, in places that have Amazon. And those that don't, we will figure out something different. For those that are friends and family and viewers, like in the Philippines, we'll do the Gcash for 1,250 pesos. So hopefully, you'll stick around and you subscribe to the channel so that you can watch it. And you can find out how to enter into the contest next Friday for the 5,000 subscribers giveaway. And again, for the member giveaway for the month of May was Misty. So from your Pal Misty's channel. So if Misty, you're watching it, I know you moved recently, so I need your new address. I will send you a message as well, because I do have your email address from before. So if that stuff is kind of interesting to you, we will be doing probably another one of those at the end of June, or probably the early part of July for June. And then we need to see what we want to do for a giveaway for members for the month of June. We're going to try to do those probably once a month. And hopefully as the membership grows, we can start doing some live chats with just members and some coaching and some other stuff like that as well. So, hey, hopefully you're having a great day. If you're coming in here, I can't even see hold on, So if you see me looking down, it's because my camera's kind of pointed up. I thought this would be a cool angle to do the video at, and at the same time, but the problem comes is that the laptop down where the comments and everything else come down are down below, so I have to kind of look down if there's comments or anything else. But we are going to cook today. We're going to I think we have a pretty cool recipe. Hopefully, you kind of like it. And again, can't comment on some destinations. Okay, so not sure what that's about, but trying to stream this on both Facebook and on YouTube. Not sure how that's going to work out. We'll have to see how that goes. We'll go through a little bit of this, and we'll be cooking. We'll whip this up real easy. So this is going to be a high protein, low carb muffin mix. There's no flour involved in this at all. So this is entirely flourless, which I think is kind of cool. We don't have to worry about that. And so we're going to get started. Hopefully we're through the commercials and through all of that when it first starts out. I know there's some commercials in the beginning of it. And I know there's a lot of people that come in a little bit later. So that's kind of why we're chatting a little bit. So if you're coming into the chat, tell me where you're from. How's the weather where you are? What are you doing this weekend? I know for us, we have some errands that we're going to run later today after this live stream. We also have another video that we're recording as well. Actually, I think there's 2 videos that we're going to be recording this weekend besides this. So it's kind of a busy weekend. We went away last week. We were gone for 5 days. We went over to my dad's birthday party. It was great. It was great to see family. I had seen family I haven't seen in probably 40 or 50 years. So it was really cool seeing people that I haven't seen in a really long time. I really enjoyed it. hopefully that become some kind of a regular thing. Maybe once a year we can go get together, everybody. So at least I hope so. Anyway, it would be really, really cool to see that. I enjoyed it anyway, and I think my wife had fun too. We'll see. But let's get down and let's get cooking. So to start off with this recipe, this is almond butter. I'm going to use almond butter. You can use any kind of butter or nut that you want. I'm going to use almond butter just because that's what I have. Now, I got to say I don't use a whole lot of it. So these big ones from Costco, I probably won't buy another one because these things will last me like for 2 years, and I'm not even sure how long they're supposed to last. But it lasts a long time because I don't use that much. I use a little bit here and there, but not a lot. So, But anyway, I have it. There's a trick to this. So if you want to keep your butternuts soft, if you're just this is just almond butter. So to keep it soft, if you keep turning it upside down, and that way it slides up and down, and it keeps the oils mixing and stuff of that nature. So it's a pretty cool little trick. I saw that from Christy Davis over on her channel. So I've been doing that, and I do that with my peanut butter and also with my almond butter. Where every once in a while, I'll turn it over and I'll let it sit for a day or two like this. Then I'll turn it back over like this and sit it like this. And that way the oils kind of helpfully stay mixed. So we're going to use 1 cup of the almond butter. And as I mix these, I'm going to set it off to the side just so it's out of my way. So this is the first ingredient we're going to put in here. Now, I will tell you, if the almond butter is a little stiff or you're using it, you can microwave it just gently. Put it in like for 20 seconds and stir it a little bit, and it will help get it soft. So if you're like me and you use very little the nut butters, let me slow down in my conversation, I guess. Nut butters. And microwave it for a few seconds, like 20 to 30 seconds at a time, and stir it. It will help soften it up and allow you to mix the oils back in with it. So that's what I did. I also, just as a precaution, I got a glass of water, huh? I have my handy dandy mixer here, just in case I can't mix it by hand, but I'm hoping that I can mix it by hand. So we're going to take this 1 cup of nut butter here, and then I'm going to mix in some sugar. This is a half a cup of Swerve. This is Lantana. Not Swerve. This is Lantana brown sweetener. So this is the one I like. It really acts like brown sweetener. It really clumps together and sticks together. Really, really nice. I like the way that it reacts and the way it acts. So if you have something with brown sugar in it, this is the sugar I would use. I know besides Lantana, Swerve makes one, and there's a few others out there. But this is one, but this is the one that I like. I actually find these at Home Goods, and sometimes I will find them like at a Ross or Marshall's. So if you go to any of those stores, check those shelves out, because you'll find some really unique stuff. Because I found some of this. I've also found some of the brown sugar as well as some of the white sugar, right? So, and usually it's a pretty good discount from what you're going to pay for it in a grocery store. So I don't see them very often in the grocery store going on sale. I do have links to this stuff down below, so if you're interested in checking them out down below, any of this stuff that's on here, go down there and check them out. So I'm going to put this brown sugar in here, or I should say sweetener. And that's going to be the first thing that we put on top of the nut butter. And then we're going to put a little bit of vanilla. This is a teaspoon of vanilla that we're going to drop in here. Again, these are pretty low. They're pretty high. Like I said, no nut butter, no nut flour in them, just the nut butter, right? So I'm not sure if it's any better, but works good. So I do want to talk about, and later in the video, we'll talk a little bit about how my higher protein, moderate fat is going for the month that I've been doing, just to kind of change things up a little bit. I don't know if you've been following me for a while. A few years ago, I did that protein sparing modifying fast. This was kind of a lot like that. I'm not going to the extreme that I did on those fast days. I may keep my carbs below 10, but I'm not going down that low in fat generally. There's some days that I have. So, all right. So all we're going to do next is we're actually going to add in, I got 3 eggs here. So I've taken these 3 eggs. I put them out and they're at room temperature. I'm hoping that will help the baking process as well. And speaking of the baking process, I'm going to dump these eggs in here. I'm going to turn around and turn my oven on to 350 just because we need to start that heating up. And I may switch from this spoon to a fork. And you'll notice I put napkins under my eggs just because for me, when I do that, sometimes when I'm cracking the eggs, especially, I get that stuff on the counter. So we're just going to try to incorporate the eggs into this. This may take a few minutes. Again, this is where I was kind of thinking I may have to bring my mixer out and get my mixer going. So. It's kind of softening up a little bit. It looks like it's coming together. This is actually a pretty cool thing to make if you have something going on. You just need to grab and go. Like if you're going to go out the door for family barbecue or something like that. So you want to just make something for a quick breakfast or something like that. This is a really, really good recipe for that. At least I think so anyway. All right, that looks pretty well incorporated. So the next thing that we're going to add in here is we're actually going to add in some, this is some IsoPure protein powder. Again, these are high protein muffins that we're going to make. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to use the IsoPure protein powder just because that's my protein powder of choice. I use it for the chocolate. We have some cookie and cream that we use, and also I have some unflavored that I use in some of my recipes as well. The other ones I use a lot in the shakes and stuff like that. You can probably see a lot of them in my day of eating. But I'm going to incorporate the chocolate just because I want that chocolate into this. So hopefully between the almond butter and the chocolate, the taste is really nicely blended. You could also, if you didn't want to use the IsoPure, the other great option would be some keto chow using the core. That's what I would suggest. Look at the core chocolate. Just because of that is, has either stevia in it or you can buy it with nothing. And then it's also, because this is whey protein based, so this is, and the core on the keto chow is beef protein based. So if you prefer a beef protein taste versus the whey protein, I would look at using the keto chow core and putting a couple of those in here and incorporating that into it. Ooh. The other thing that you might want to do is, like I said, look at the sweetener that you're using, because if you're using some of that other stuff, now this is a little bit of a cocoa. This is about, knocked my list over. So this is a couple tablespoons of cocoa, 2 tablespoons of cocoa that I'm going to put in here. So that will really bring up the chocolate flavor on it to the next level. I'm getting it. It's been a long time since I've made this, and I've made a lot of changes to it. So I'm hoping this comes out good. It looks like it's pretty thick right now. And of course, in a live stream, you can't stop and fix it. If you make a mistake, you can't stop and fix it. So. Huh? Yeah, very thick. It's a lot thicker than I would like it to be, so it's got me a little nervous. I'm actually thinking I might put another egg or two in here, just because it's so thick that I'm not a big fan of the way it's looking. So we get these eggs incorporated into this, because this is much thicker than I want it to be. So tell me if you're on the live stream. What are you doing today? You got cookouts you're going to, or you? Something else you're working on, or? Yeah, I think those two extra eggs really helped a lot, so.
On Facebook, you have caption.
I have caption?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Huh. So I've never done this. I've only done the Facebook before a couple of times, and if you're over there watching on Facebook, let me know. I'd be interested to see what you think. Is it worthwhile doing? I know my wife's over there watching. I'm also not sure if I can see the comments from Facebook or not. So if you're over there on Facebook and you comment, I'll have my wife's watching it, so maybe she can tell me if somebody commented, then I can see whether it's showing up here. So then she may be able to tell me what it is that you said. All right, so it looks pretty good. It's thick. I want it thick, but I don't want it too thick. I'm going to actually put in a little bit of baking powder. This is a tablespoon of baking powder. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 2 teaspoons. So I'm going to put that in here, and I'm going to mix that in. So this will help, breading rise, right? So. I saw Cooking with Mel had a new bread recipe too. I should say, she has a flour that she came out with, and she's using chicken flour, which I thought was really, really very interesting because it's 0 carbs, and they're from Australia, and they don't have. I guess they can't get carnivore crisp, which to make her flour would be really expensive anyway. But she has a recipe in there on how to make the chicken flour on her own, which I thought was pretty cool. So I might give that a try. If that's something you guys are interested in seeing, let me know down in the comments. So semi-retired Bob's here. had to stop in and say hi. It's Saturday, so already a full day. So he's at work, and I'll watch replay tomorrow. All right, Bob, I appreciate that. Not sure if this is your cup of tea because it is protein, but probably not carnivore-ish, right? So not carnivore. So this was a half. I mixed in half of some Lily's chocolate chips. So there's about a third of a cup of this and about a third of a cup of the Chalk Zero white chocolate chips. So I'm going to mix the two of them in together. I actually really like the Chalk Zero a lot better than I do the Lily's. But I have the Lily's, I have a couple of them, so I'm not going to go buy more of the Chalk Zeros until we run out of the Lily's, and then maybe I'll buy some more Chalk Zeros. So, but I do have some of the white chocolate ones as well. So, but we're going to mix this all up. Now again, at the end, we'll go through a carb count and all that stuff. I do track total carbs. This is what I would say more of a treat, or you're going to eat one or two of them. You're not going to eat 5 of them for breakfast. You're going to eat 1 or 2, preferably 1. At least that's for me. It's something to grab and go when I'm running a few minutes late. When I wake up Monday morning and I'm running a few minutes late for work, I can grab one of these and take it to work with me and then have it at work while I'm at work, right? At my desk. All right, so I think that's pretty good. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to bring it over, show you what it looks like. So not too bad. It looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So the next part of this is getting it out of here. Whoops. Into there. So that's what were you saying? Oh. So it smells really chocolatey. Now again, this should make, and I will tell you, so I'm going to pull some of this stuff aside a little bit here. We're going to pull this forward. Now, if you have any questions about the recipe or anything else, if it does come out really good, I'll post it on my website. So if you haven't gone over there, check out alansawesomeketoworld.com. It does have some of the recipes over there. I haven't posted a lot of them. Life has been rolling on without me, and I'm way behind and stuff. So, but we'll get there. Again, so I'm just going to place this in. I got to tell you, these things are the best. These are the parchment paper baking cups. So I would strongly recommend these to anybody that's baking. If you do a lot of muffins or any kind of cakes, even like we do the egg bites and stuff of that nature, just because they're great to grab and go, and they're super low carb. I can put egg whites and with a little bit of cheese, or eggs with a little bit of cheese and some bacon bits or something in it, and they just peel right off with these on here. And I know people that use silicone molds and stuff like that. I'm not going to go out and buy new pans and stuff for that. But anyway, enough talking. Let's start filling some of these things up. I'm going to try to divide these into about 12 equal parts. These are one of those things that you don't normally see when you're when things go wrong, right? So, hold on a second. That first one went so good. Second one, not so much. So I think we're going to change up our little scooping process here. This is 1/8 of a cup. Let's try that one first. I gotta tell you, just tasting the all right. It is very thick. This is the part where normally when we're doing something like this, my wife would come over and help me, but this is the things you don't see on the. I was kind of thinking I wouldn't get 12 out of here. Now it looks like I may get 12 out of them. So. I think once I get these in here too, they're holding down the parchment much better. I don't have them falling apart on me like I gotta be careful I'm not too greedy though. So we're making high protein muffins, hopefully. That's the plan here anyway. But you gotta be really careful with these things. Boy, my spoon keeps falling down inside. It's a good thing I got a couple extras. Maybe I picked the wrong thing to cook on the live. Maybe I should have picked something a little easier. My wife's dying to come over here and help me, but she don't want to come on the camera. So. All right. My hands are going to get really chocolatey. So now I got these kind of stable in there. I think I'll go a little faster now. I do need one more parchment paper to replace the one I messed up over here. I'm actually thinking I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to redo that whole thing. just because I don't like the way it came out and it looks ugly. But it will make it look pretty for the video. Right? Although my hands are going to be really nasty, I know that. But that's cooking, right? All right. That look starting to look better. A little easier. Kinda. Well, you know that when you're cooking live, that what will go wrong, so. That's where they have the magic of editing. All right, we're getting pretty close. It was a rough start, but it turned out okay. Like I say, I'm no cook, so I'm probably a hack best, and my wife's a much better cook than I am. Like I said, she's dying to come over here and help me, so you can see that. All right, we're gonna put these last couple in here. So you ever made flourless muffins before? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Now, I do have this one here. It's the one I messed up. I'm going to parcel this one out too. And I'll call that one good enough. Do you like almond butter? If you had a choice of butters, what kind of nut butter would you use? Just kind of be curious. All right. So there they are. That's what I'm calling done. Just so you can kind of see what they look like. We're going to throw these in the oven for about 20 minutes. Turn the timer on. All right, so we are off to the races. This is generally, again, where you would see me clean up and I would get everything all situated. I didn't need my blender, so yeah, I don't have to wash this. I don't have to clean it. Everything else is pretty dirty. So I'm going to set some of this stuff off into the sink. Get that over to the sink. I'm going to put this over there as well. And the rest of the mess is off to the side, so we'll leave that alone. So I did want to talk a little bit about weight loss, diet, all that good stuff, way of life. So I'm going to show you a chart here. So again, I mixed things up a little bit this past month. Actually, it started in May. And I'm going to continue to do it for June because it's working. I had a goal that I wanted to get a little bit leaner over the summer. So I've been working out a little bit. Now, this past week has not been good. Last week, like I said, had not been good just because of the fact that we went away for 5 days, but it was a great time. I wouldn't have changed anything for the world. And then again, on Friday, I did do another weigh-in, but I'm going to show you the results I've been at so far for the month. We'll talk a little bit about, so we got, how do you say that? Dynamo? So, Dynamo. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. I'm sorry. I'm terrible with names. So if you have a way of telling us how to pronounce the word, that would be great. So, but I did want to show you a chart. I'm going to share you the screen now. So this is because I've changed my diet up a little bit, not a lot. These are the results. So I believe in being results orientated in my job that I do full time besides YouTube. Is I have to be results orientated, right? So this is the same thing. I want my eating lifestyle. I want to be able to show you my results. Is it all about the weight? No, it's a lot about how you feel. Excuse me, I don't know what it is this morning. A lot of it is how you feel. How are you doing? You know, and just kind of all around, how is your health? And that's really why we're doing this, right? So I do this for health reasons. Again, years ago, I was diagnosed being pre-diabetic, the high blood pressure and the whole 9 yards, and headed down, going into my golden life. Hey, Tom, how are you? So started heading into the golden years, and I was getting ready to start down that path to medication and going into old age with diabetes and all that good stuff. My mother had diabetes. I got family members that have diabetes. There's tons and tons of complications from it. I decided I didn't want to do that. So I set myself up and said, well, what do I have to do? Actually, my doctor was the one that suggested, hey, why don't you try keto? So here I am, 5+ years later, almost 6 years. In October would be 6 years that I've been doing this and having really huge success. So I hit my goal weight. One end, it was at 190 was my goal weight. I hit 190. About a year later, I went back to the doctors and he said, hey, you're doing so fantastic. How about getting down to 180? So that was my next goal, was to get down to 180. I hit 180 and I stayed there for a while. I did track up a little bit and I got up around that 185, 186 mark and kind of seemed to maintain there. So I set a goal up for this summer is I want to get a little bit leaner, knowing that you're not going to stay perfectly at one weight. So just kind of, so just kind of figured, well, I'd do a little better. I'll try to get down to 175. I was down there once before. This time I wanted to do things a little different. So this chart is just kind of tracking that progress and things that I'm doing to change it up a little bit. And here's the progress that I'm having. Again, it's not just about the weight loss. You also, for me anyway, like I said, I'm trying to become a little bit leaner. So it means working out, walking, exercising a little bit, I'm not a young guy, so I don't go crazy. I don't go to the gym. I work out at home. I walk around the neighborhood. I walk at my lunchtime. So if you've seen any of my videos, I walk at lunchtime. So, so this is just to kind of show myself. So I've changed my diet. So I'm eating higher protein. So I'm trying to eat. If you watch Maria Emmerich, she talks about eating your lean mass in protein. So I'm figuring my lean mass is around 160. It's probably a little lower than that, but around 160 is what I'm figuring. So I'm trying to hit 160 grams of protein a day. And then I'm trying to keep my fat not low, but moderate. So trying to cut down on some of the fats. So trying to stay under 100. So between 30 and 80, somewhere in that area on my fats. And I know it's kind of goes against the grain because everybody right now is saying high fat. You got to have more fat. You got to have more fat. Well, this is the results that I'm seeing right now. I'm not tired. I'm not, fatigued. Everybody talks about, well, if you don't get enough fat, you're going to be tired and drawn out, and and for me, I don't have that experience. I did this in 2021 as well, and I had great results in 2021 as well. I dropped the weight I wanted to in 2021. So I decided I was going to do it again. Maria Emmerich, if you go over to her page, she has a calculator and all that good stuff. And so if you want to go over and look at your macros and kind of see what they are and stuff. So, but anyway, so I just kind of wanted to kind of show you that because I believe in transparency and I don't want to just talk to you. I want to show you that it's working for me and show you results because I see so many people talking about it, so many people, but I don't see anybody, I don't see a ton of people showing results that I would constitute as something I'd want to follow. So I'm hopefully, so if I can show you results, it'd be something you're interested in checking out and looking at more. Again, once I hit my goal, I intend to go back to do what I was doing and increase my fat and lower my protein a little bit. But again, Maria Emmerich talks a little bit about she does a protein square amount of my fast, where you really high amounts of protein and really low fats. And her theory is that your body will create ketones, so it will take fat off your body and create it and burn it and change it into ketones. So therefore, you'll lose weight and you'll still get the ketones that you will eat without consuming the fat. So, and I think it's working for me. It works for me. I'm not going to say it works for you or for anybody else. It's just another option. Keto is about doing what's right for you and finding out what works for you, whether you do a vegan style or whether you do it, so whatever it happens to be. So, yeah. Tom said, getting back to be healthy is the game. And it really is for our age. So again, Tom's a year or two older than I am, but we're both still in our mid 60s and think we are doing good. So, and again, I don't imagine that I will be doing this forever. As far as when I say ever, I mean, this lower moderate fat, I think I'll be going back to more of a, I would say a mix of the proteins and the fats. So it'll probably be more like a 1-to-1 type of a diet or a lifestyle. So I do eat a lot of meats. So I would say most of it's probably meat based, just because I'm trying to keep the carbs low. So I'm changing over from some of the foods. So from eating something that's a higher fat. So like maybe instead of eating the ribeye, I'm going to have a chicken breast, or I'm going to eat a leaner cut of beef, like a sirloin or something like that. So that's when I say more moderate, that's kind of what I'm talking about. And it's working for me. Like I said, it's working for me. I do have cut a lot of the dairy and cheeses out. I still use it, but not as much. So I have a burger. I used to use 2 pieces of cheese. Now I'm only using 1, right? So I cut the cheese in half. And then some of the other things too as well. So just kind of watching it a little bit. Let me know, are you following more of a higher fat diet, or are you just doing it more intuitively and following your appetite and what you want to eat? So again, it has to be sustainable for you. Figure I'll be doing this the rest of my life. So it really has to be sustainable for you. And if it's not sustainable for you, you're not going to stick with it. Now, does it take determination? Do you have to have a strong reason why you want to do this? Absolutely. So if you don't, you will never stick with it, right? So my reason is because I want to be around for my wife a long time. I want to be healthy and do things as I get older. I don't want to have to go through all of the complications that I've seen other family members go through that are going through. So, but I also started watching the Reverse series, and if you haven't seen it over there, Maria Emmerich has it on her page, and Dr. Ken Berry has it on his page as well. And it's really a series about people that are going to seek help because they're trying to reverse their type 2 diabetes and some other medical issues. And it's actually pretty good. The segments are about 40 minutes long, 50 minutes long, where they send these people off to be with some of the, I would say, low-carb, ketogenic folks that are probably some of the best in the world. And they go down there and they're spending a week or two with them and seeing the kind of results that they get and seeing whether, and I know this is season 2, and on season 1, some of the people actually reversed their diabetes and they went from taking type 2 diabetic medicine to absolutely taking none. Some of them had to get rid of their blood pressure medicines and all that good stuff. So you're doing great, Alan. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. The idea is to follow one another and make the ideas and add and subtract things that work for you. So that's absolutely right. So again, you got to find out what works for you. So, the trouble with following, if you just follow somebody carte blanchely, things that they're doing may not work for you. So you kind of got to play around with it. And you may find out that stuff that they're eating bothers you or vice versa. Again, that's, things that you got to kind of experiment with and learn. But it is, learning from each other and going through a lot of it. And I'm a big believer in learning from each other and helping each other. I do have, speaking of helping each other, I do have an email down below. So if you're interested in, there's anything I can do to help you, don't be afraid to email me. I'm always willing to help. Always, looking to give advice. Again, I'm no doctor, medical professional, or anything else. So that's kind of but I'll give you what worked for me. And I can tell you some stuff. So, yeah, I always say play with your food. That's the truth. I do, because I do have a company that sent me a ketone / glucose monitor. So I do want to start playing around with it a little bit more. I will sit down this weekend and kind of play with it a little bit. I have played with it a little bit. I really haven't used it yet. And again, where Tom was talking, my goal is to understand what foods trigger my insulin levels and which ones don't, and if they have any effect on my ketones or not. Am I in ketosis? I don't really think you need to know that. I think, I don't think you need to go out and buy one of these things, but I think it'd just be kind of interesting to know. I know Steve over Serious Keto does it, and I know some other folks that have done it. So I was thinking about doing it. If you guys are interested in seeing some of that stuff, let me know down in the comments or in the chat, and and maybe I'll start making a weekly video on foods that part of my day of eating. Maybe I'll do a little experiment on something I ate that day and see if it triggered me or not. And, maybe something like these muffins and see how that affects you. So how does that almond butter? How does that almond butter affect you, right? So, but speaking of that, they actually look pretty good. They're coming out pretty good. I'm gonna get something here to put them on. I'm gonna put them on this when it comes out, and I'm gonna get a cooling rack. And when we come out, we're gonna set them on this just to kind of see how it goes. Not sure how I like setting them next to my mouth, but so you guys haven't gone over, check out Tom's channel. Go over there and check out Tom's channel. Tom has got a lot of great recipes. He's actually done some really amazing things. Semi-retired Bob as well. He's very inspirational. He's a guy that he does more of he does a carnivore diet, but a year ago he couldn't walk to his mailbox, and now he's out walking every day almost, and so it's pretty interesting watching people progress through their health, and just it's pretty cool to see that stuff. Also, go over and check out some of the channel members. I know Misty, she's working on that 1,000 subscribers. So go over there and check out Misty's channel. Again, she won the Keto Chow this month, so as well. So I will send that over to her. But she has a great channel. She's lost over 150 pounds. It's pretty hard to argue with results like that, and and I'm sure if you engage with her, she would definitely help you or give you her thoughts and everything else. Hailey is another one. That's another channel member that actually has a really cool channel. Does a lot of cooking, a lot of other stuff, grocery hauls and stuff like that. She's more of a carnivore-ish kind of carnivore keto. So I don't know. So to me, it's all part of keto, and it's just a different version of keto, whether you do a zero carb keto or whether you do a vegan keto. It's all really just all the same. It's about ketosis and getting into ketosis, right? So, but for me, things are going well. I will say that, like I said, we went away this past weekend. Time to pack the car. Playing tonight at Pass Casino. Pass Casino. Huh. I'll have to check that out next time we go, Tom. So have a great night. And if you don't know, Tom plays the drums, so he plays in a band, and they're playing. He's from Vegas, so if you're in Vegas, go over there and check out Tom's band. They play at one of the casinos every Saturday night, or Saturday during the day or night, evening. Not sure how it goes, so it's something like that. So, but anyway, but this has gone well for me. I would say this, like, again, this week we went away. We stayed pretty keto when we went away. We took some keto stuff to eat with us on the plane, which I would say is pretty important to eat something. We also flew I would call them a budget airline, right? They were Breeze Airline. It was the first time ever flying with them, maybe the last time we ever fly with them, but they even charge you for $5 for a soda if you want a soda on the plane. But you can pay for everything from carrying your bags on to checking your bags to, I'm surprised they don't have a quarter slot in the bathrooms to put a quarter in to use the bathrooms or something, but that's probably coming. But anyway, and the seats weren't that comfortable there. The leg room was pretty good on them, I gotta say that. And the flight back was much better than the flight over. But but overall, we took stuff to eat with us because we knew we were going to eat in a plane. And flying from West Coast to East Coast is about a 7 or 8 hour adventure. You fly from here to the East Coast, it's 4 or 5 hours, and then a layover somewhere, and then another couple hours where we were going. All right, let's check these things out. And we're going to do that right now. My wife is reminding me to poke them with a toothpick. Now, I will say my oven and I don't know if this is true with anybody else's, but my oven seems to take a few minutes longer. Oh, that looks pretty clean. So my oven usually takes a few minutes longer than most other people's ovens. So I know when someone else says it's 15 minutes, I know it's probably closer to 20 of mine. I don't know why that is. And we're at sea level. We're really close to the beach. We're a couple miles from the beach here in California. So we're at sea level. We're pretty close to it. I don't know, like I said, we're at sea level. We're probably a couple hundred feet above it, but pretty close. You would think that it would bake pretty quicker because you're closer to sea level. And supposedly the higher you go, the longer it takes to bake. But for some reason, and I've gone and I've checked my oven to make sure it was calibrated, and it looks like it's accurate. But anyway, it is what it is. So we know that. So we plan that out. So like I said, if someone says 30 minutes, we figure 35 minutes, or they say 40 minutes, we'll extra 5 minutes or something like that. So, but anyway, these are the way the muffins came out. They actually look really, really good. They came out really nice. Really hot. But yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I think I'm actually gonna pop them out of the pan. You know, for some reason, I don't know what it is about these mitts. I have a tough time grabbing a hold of it. Smells amazing. I wish I had a way so you could smell the way these smell. Again, there's no flour in these. So the carbs are actually going to be quite a bit lower, I would think, than regular muffins. There we go, and that will make them cool faster. And then we'll do a little taste test here, all that stuff. Yeah, so it actually came out, like I said, and the timing is actually pretty good. I figured, the video live is in about an hour. So it's pretty close to an hour. It will take these 10 minutes to cool down. You guys have any questions or anything else, let me know down below, or in the comments here. I'm here to answer questions, to help in any way, shape, or form. What are your favorite things to cook? What are you cooking today? It's time to start thinking a little bit about 4th of July too, because we're not very far away from the 4th of July. Are you guys doing anything for the 4th of July? Are you doing any big cookouts? You're going away on vacation? I actually have a couple of recipes in mind that thinking about making for the 4th of July. Probably be pre-4th of July. Stuff that you can take with you to a barbecue or an outing. So I think that would be kind of cool. And I think it would be appropriate this time of year. You just got to be really careful on the desserts, and remember the treats. They're not something for every day. They're for every once in a while. But yeah, so again, my dad turned 100 this week. That was amazing. Or actually, it was last week. So that was amazing. Again, amazing to see all the family members. Hopefully they're having family reunions and stuff. They make sure they include us. So it was so that we can plan on that. Again, our next trip that we have planned, we don't know what we're doing for the 4th. We haven't really talked about that, or the Labor Day. Our next big vacation is in October because we'll be married 10 years this year. So we're going to do something for our 10-year anniversary. And again, learning how to travel and to do road trips and all that good stuff is pretty important to stay keto. I will tell you that even going out in restaurants, because we did go out to restaurants, and even though we were ordering more or less keto stuff, or I was anyway, my wife was eating her normal stuff. She was eating a lot of fish. She likes fish. So I do too. I really like I like fish too. So you'll see us eating a lot of our fish, a lot of fish these days, a lot more so probably than in the past. You'll consider to do that. So also the format may change a little bit on some of the day of eating. I'll probably cut out some of the food prep, like in the morning stuff, trying to shorten the videos a little bit as well. I don't know. We'll see. I do really want to work on trying to get my keto coaching certification, but to be honest with you, I don't know if I have time to do that this year, so it may wait until next year. Yeah, we'll see. It's a lot of studying and a lot of work, but it's something I think would be cool, and it'd be something that'd be worthwhile. It's not cheap, so if you guys think that'd be worthwhile, and like, if I got a keto certification coach, that be something you would use, or would you use me as a coach? Let me know down below. Maybe it would inspire me to do that. So I know Hope over Mission Keto, she's working on her fitness coach. I know Misty over Misty's, your pal Misty, she's working on her fitness coaching certification as well, because she wants to go and become a fitness coach, which I think is fantastic. Again, Misty's got lost 160 pounds or something like that, and she's really got into the fitness piece of it. And she's another one. If you saw a video of her a couple of years ago when she started her channel, you wouldn't even recognize it's the same person today. So. All right, let's see if we can get one of these things out here. Again, hopefully they just peel off. It's still pretty warm. See, that's why I love these things. Look at that. It came off clean, nice. This is still pretty warm, but I could touch it and it's okay. It's probably warmer inside, but let's take a bite, see what we think. Pretty good. That's really good, actually. I think it actually, if I was going to eat this, I think I'd put a little bit of butter or something on it. Just because it is protein powder, so it's probably a little drier. So, hey, Mike, how are you? Boy, Tom was just here. He left, and you come in his place. So it's like you guys are following each other. You're not going to go over and sing in his band, are you? So pretty good, though. Actually, what would be good on these? I have some chocolate gaucho, too. That would actually be really, really nice on the top of these. Really, really good. So let's talk a little bit about macros on these things. I'm going to pull my sheet off over here. I'm going to talk a little bit about the macros. So the macro for one of these muffins, again, it's going to all vary. It's going to be based on how many chips you put in there, and the type of chips, and what type of protein powder you put in, and all that other good stuff. What kind of nut butter you use, whether you use almond butter or peanut butter or pecan or walnut butter or something else, or something, macadamia butter or something. They'll all vary based on those things. But for me, for what I did, one muffin's about 180 calories. Now, total carbs is 5 total carbs. Protein is 12, so it's pretty good on the protein. Fat is about 13.5. Fiber on one of these is about 3.6. So that means that the net carbs on this thing would be 2 points. Is that right down here? Yeah. So I didn't write it on here. But anyway, so it'd be 2.6. So net carbs are 2.6. So I'm gonna do a little math in my head. See, that's why total carbs is easier. I can just say it's 5, right? And when you're gonna do net carbs, you're gonna do the adding and the subtracting and all that good stuff. So, and again, that's only subtracting the fiber. It doesn't subtract the sugar, alcohol, or anything else in it. So it's probably actually lower than that. So if I put it in the carb manager, which I haven't done yet, so I got to do that. It's actually probably even lower than that, but pretty good. So Mike's saying probably shouldn't sing. I don't want to start a stampede. So. Good stuff. Again, these are intended for grab and go. Breakfast in the morning, for me anyway. I grab one, take off to work in the morning that I don't have time or anything else. But I like them. They're pretty good. So, hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you go over there and subscribe and hit the thumbs up, please, if you can. That would be really, truly, greatly appreciated. Matter of fact, I'm going to go over there after this video and I'm going to hit the thumbs up on it. So, but anyway, we're a little over the hour mark, so we're going to head out of here because we have other errands and things to do today. And I know everybody on a Saturday, has a lot going on. So I really appreciate you stopping by, and spending a few minutes with me. Let me know down in the comments if you like this stuff, if you like the cooking lives or not, and should I do more of them or not? Let me know what you think. All right. Hey, you guys are awesome. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. See you next